Hello, and thank you so much for joining us on CBS 8 Plus. I'm Heather Myers. Here at CBS 8, we are working for you, getting to the bottom of problems that you've asked about and looking for solutions. After a failed first attempt, the city of San Diego was planning to redeploy smart water meters, and that's expected to launch next month. CBS 8's Ariana Cohen is working for you to explain how this could affect your water bill.
Next month, the city is set to deploy its smart water meter program again in an effort to switch from manual red meters to wireless smart meters. Now, you may remember the city's first attempt at this didn't go so well. During its first try, the city ran into major problems. The Public Utilities Department has been plagued with issues for years surrounding both the new meters as well as old ones.
It's added up to $1,208.
It added up to almost $2,900.
It's as frustrating as it could be.
Today, I talked with a local taxpayer, Ray Vanoli, about the new rollout. How confident are you that the smart water meters will work this time around?
I am not confident at all. In fact, we, the voters of San Diego, need to hold our city officials accountable because we certainly don't want to be paying a whole lot more. I looked over this 99-page 2019 city auditor report. It found the initial rollout was stymied by mismanagement, cost overruns, staffing issues, billing delays, and problems with the advanced metering infrastructure, or AMI. The audit found that the city tried to do this conversion on its own. According to the city, only 23,000 smart water meters were ever connected to the AMI network, sending customers water usage wirelessly from the more than 129,000 that were originally installed. I reached out to the city's Public Utilities Department, and they said no one could talk to me on camera today. However, the city did answer a few of my questions via email. The city tells me, quote, the installation of AMI will not affect the customer's bill. If the water meter needs to be replaced, a new meter is more accurate than the old meter, so a customer's bill may change to reflect the accurate measurement of the water use. They also told CBS 8 that the city issued proposals to buy 160,000 water meters. If approved by City Council, the new vendor will supply new smart water meters for ongoing replacement of failing or broken water meters. And the city has brought in the expertise of Jacobs, an engineering technical services firm, to evaluate the city's revised approach in redeploying the advanced metering infrastructure, all to, quote, ensure this second approach is successful. Working for you, Ariana Cohen, CBS 8.
A quick-thinking dad spotted a rattlesnake at an East County playground, avoiding a nasty encounter. Children were around. Rattlesnake Wranglers say with the rain gone, more snakes are out looking for food. CBS 8 is working for you on how to protect yourself against rattlesnakes.
Rattlesnakes have no boundaries. One father found one here slithering through the playground in Santee. Rattlesnake Wranglers say they are working overtime responding to calls. We're working for you on what you need to do if you spot a rattler.
You can hear the rattling as this snake quickly slithers across the mulch at Big Rock Park in Santee.
I filmed him. He wanted to go underneath it, but he couldn't make it, so he curled up in his coil.
Jeff Carver says he spotted the rattlesnake when he brought his 5-year-old daughter to the park yesterday around 4.
Penny had already made it to the jungle gym, and I noticed this snake slithering across the sidewalk, headed towards the equipment.
Jeff called the fire department. The kids had already hightailed it on top of this rock. You can hear their excitement when a new fireman was finally able to catch the snake. You hear him yell, "He got him." We got on the phone with rattlesnake wrangler Alex Trejo.
He's looking for him right now.
Trejo knows a thing or two about rattlesnakes.
So I've been catching them since I was a kid.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Carver shares the video with Trejo to learn more about the rattler.
Okay, that's a Southern Pacific rattlesnake.
Southern Pacific.
Yep.
Southern Pacific rattlesnake. There you go.
Yep.
During the conversation, Trejo has to keep checking his phone.
You're really busy right now, huh?
Yes. Yes.
Wow.
We asked the wrangler why there are more rattlesnake calls so late in the season.
But we had so much rain that it kind of pushed the season back further, that when snakes normally would start coming out, it was raining during that time.
Now the snakes are slithering through overgrown vegetation, and when it gets really hot, they'll find cooler spots.
I always find them almost always under the lip out of the doorstep.
Trejo recommends that if you spot a rattlesnake, call a wrangler like him who will safely relocate the snake to a remote area.
You do not engage with a snake. So many men and people want to come out there and say, hey, let me just chop the head off. And what happens is that incident results into a bite.
He recommends that if you are bitten, call for help and stay calm. He hopes people will have a better understanding that snakes are not menacing creatures.
Sounds like you like these guys.
I do. They're great. I like snakes more than most people.
Working for you in Santee, I'm Abby Black, CBS 8.
He's braver than I am. Wow. Well, if you take a walk along the Pacific Beach Boardwalk, you may have noticed that the end of Crystal Pier is now closed off to the public. For years, it's been a popular landmark for tourists and for people looking to throw out a line and fish. CBS 8's Brian White is working for you to find out the reason behind the closure and when it will be back open again.
Yeah, I used to live in Pacific Beach, and there's nothing like walking out over the ocean on the end of the Crystal Pier. A viewer reached out to us, though, about the end section being closed to the public, so I came to check it out.
Oh, you just always feel that extra freedom when you're right above the water and the waves, and it's special.
Sunshine Pollock is a PB local who's been walking this pier for years. When she first saw this closed for maintenance sign over a month ago, she couldn't believe it.
Very disappointed. It's just the extension is that much more special to walk down to the end, and I see a lot of people come up with their fishing poles and this and that, and they get halfway down and they're so disappointed.
And she's not alone. I ran into a lot of people who feel the same way.
It's very disappointing. My wife wanted to go fishing this year.
Well, we wish we could get out here because our son is surfing and we'd like to watch him or film him. So it'd be kind of cool to be able to walk out to the end and watch the surfers.
So I called Bill Allen, owner of the Crystal Pier Hotel. He and his wife actually own a portion of the pier from the entrance over to the median high tide line. The part that's closed off is owned by the city of San Diego. Bill tells me they put up this sign because there's much needed maintenance down below with the braces that help support the pilings, which took a beating with the storms and king tides earlier this year.
If anyone's in danger, of course it's good that it's closed, but it's been way over a month, maybe two, and I can't see that they've touched it. So I hope it starts soon.
So far, there's been no work done on it, and with summer approaching, there's no telling if it will reopen in time for the busy season.
There's so many people that have come to San Diego for years, and they look forward to fishing off the pier or just walking down to the end. And the fact that it's closed, it takes away the charm of everything.
I reached out to the city's Parks and Rec department about what their plans are and when it might reopen, but so far I've not heard back.
Are you hopeful that it'll be open sometime soon? Next year, by next year anyways, when we come back.
In Pacific Beach, working for you, Brian White, CBS 8.
This next story might hit a little too close to home. Do you often say yes to a lot of things you really don't have time to do? Maybe you have a hard time delegating, or perhaps you consider yourself a perfectionist. Well, you could be what one life coach considers an overwhelmed high performer who's close to burnout. CBS 8's Abby Black is working for you. She spoke to an author on how you can pull back and avoid burning out.
Are you one of those workers where you feel like you're carrying the weight of the workplace on your shoulders? You just don't know when to turn it off. I admit I can be one of these people too. We're working for you on how you can reset, gain control so you don't reach that point of burnout.
Overwhelmed high performers are nothing like the new type of worker known as the quiet quitter.
Overwhelm in itself is actually future negative fantasizing. You're not really present, right? You're already thinking about the future, and it's terrible.
We spoke to certified life and executive coach and now author Steph Ziv about her motivation to write her first book, The Choice is Yours, a simple approach to live and lead with more joy, ease, and purpose.
And the opportunity is to come back to center, put your feet on the ground, feel your fingertips on that keyboard, and just really come into this present moment. And that's when you can make a better and healthier choice for yourself.
We found overwhelm is growing. Job search engine and review site Glassdoor reports the phrase mental health in company reviews jumped 91% from 2019 to 2022. Burnout mentions were up 42% in that same time.
This lack of conscious choice, I believe, is causing the rifts and divides in ourselves, in our families, in our communities, and in our nation.
In Ziv's book, she outlines 5 things you can do to regain that control.
You have permission to choose. The choice is yours.
Secondly, set alarms on your phone so it gives you a chance to change your mood and thought process to something more positive. Ziv calls it sitting at the head of the table.
So when we set that alarm, there's an opportunity to reset who we're being that's creating our experience and reaching our goals.
Ziv also recommends that you don't feel like a failure. You need to communicate your boundaries and also take your space so you can carve out breaks.
It is scientifically proven that we need those breaks in order to think, in order to be productive, in order to be better, in order to bring something new to the table.
Finally, set intentions. Ziv says by doing this, you can fill your tank so people can get the full version of your rock star self.
I think that there is something really important about just being kind to thyself. That's going to actually have a really wonderful ripple effect in the world as well.
Working for you, I'm Abby Black, CBS 8.
Good reminders, Abby. Thanks. Remember, we are working for you. If there's something that you would like us to look into, just email us at workingforyou@cbs8.com. Thank you so much for joining, and we'll see you next time.